Hey all, Tara Porter here from TaraSPorter.com, where my mission is to help moms go from just surviving to totally thriving. And in this video, I want to do just that. I want to share with you a strategy that I have used that has really helped when I'm trying to dial in my nutrition and keep it on point. There's a couple of things I'm going to show you here, but I want to encourage you to ask questions, and I'm going to go through and answer them at the end when I'm done. Sound good? Okay, cool. So let's get started, but I want to first ask you a question while we get set up. I want to know if you currently meal plan. So if you currently meal plan, give me a thumbs up. If you don't at the moment, give me a shocked face. And if you really want to, do the smiling, laughing face, okay? So I want to hear where you stand on this, okay? So this is the method that I like to use. I like to basically come up with a template for the week. Now, eating healthy can be so confusing because there's so much information out there. You know, do I count calories or do I track macros? And it can be so overwhelming. And I don't know about you, but when I'm trying to eat healthy, I don't want it to consume my life. So the method that I always tend to default to is using the containers. You probably see them a lot. You can probably search for them on Amazon or Google and find some. These are like those portion containers. Those of you who don't know what they are, basically you fill out a questionnaire and it tells you how many of each of these containers to have. Each container represents a food group. The nice thing about it is each one, the balance that it puts for the number of each of these, it actually helps make sure that you're set in a really good macro range to be eating healthy, okay? So what I like to do then is I get my number that I'm supposed to have for myself and I set up a template. Now this could probably apply even if you don't use the containers. I think that this could apply to everyone. So what you do is you kind of lay out the meals that you would have. Now I personally do like a breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and dinner. And I know this is probably backwards for you, but I'm terrible about doing it all backwards for you. Is it backwards? Tell me. Is it backwards? Okay, so welcome, Sarah. Good to see you on. Thanks for popping on. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna start with the meals that I know I really have consistently. Every single dinner, I have pretty much the same thing. I usually like to have a vegetable. I usually like to have a protein, so the color red is for the protein. Okay. By the way, these are called tombos. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Those of you who bullet journal, they are awesome for bullet journaling, and I use it for everything else. And if you bullet journal, you got to comment below and fess up, because I'm always looking for my tribe of Bujo peeps. Bujo is the abbreviation for bullet journalers. It's kind of our cool lingo. All right, so then the next thing I do is I fill in my carb serving. Look how giant I make that, because we all love carbs. Should have even made that a heart. So what we have, I'm doing a video. I'll come in a second. So we have the vegetable, the protein, the carb, and that's pretty much the staple for each of our dinners. I'll come help you after this, boo. Hey. What's the rule, dude? Then there's orange, which is dressing.
Can I get something from the garage?
Yeah, of course. Totally. Sorry, bud. Life, right? There's salad dressing. It's funny because I've been out here for like an hour and a half, and they don't need me. This is usually how it works. Whenever they hear video playing or they hear mom talking, it's like and then I do blue. So this is like dressings and this is healthy fats. Now, let me talk about this for a second so you know what you're seeing. Basically, I find that I tend to eat my leftovers for lunch, or maybe a little variation of them, but I pretty much reheat my leftovers. So I want to make sure that those containers are allotted for in lunch, all right? Next up, I know that every morning I like to have a chocolate shake, because what woman doesn't want to start her day with chocolate? Right, naturally. I add in some banana, which is a fruit serving. Okay. And I also like to add some peanut butter, although I don't know where my silver is. These pens are so much fun because if you look, the tip of the pen, it's almost like a paintbrush. So I feel like I'm painting, I don't know, it's just nerdy fun. nerdy fun. If you don't know what bullet journaling is, Google that. Super good. Okay, so basically these are like the key. These are my essentials. Then what I do is I fill in with whatever's left. So I look at my meal plan and I'm like, okay, I've got one more vegetable serving. That'll be my lunch or my snack. And you know, and you fill in accordingly with all the rest of the containers. What's nice about this is I found that when I was tracking the containers, it was so confusing because I would, okay, how many do I have now? And I'm tracking on the app, and it got really confusing. When I lay it out like this, it's a lot easier to just remember, okay, breakfast, I know these are the containers I have. The other thing that I really like about it is that let's say I go a little off course, it's easier to remember. It's like, oh yeah, I need an extra teaspoon of fat at my snack today because I missed it at breakfast. It just is a lot easier to remember, okay? For those of you who are watching, I'm just curious, what kind of meal plan do you follow right now, if you follow one? You can be brief, just say calories, Weight Watchers, the containers, but I really want to hear because I want to see a variety of what people have. Oh, there's Weight Watchers. Yep, some containers. Good. Yes, you want to have a little bit of the variety going on. All right, so this is how I fill it in. You can even make this the screenshot on your phone. That way you always remember, right? And you can make it just the, you know, the home page. That's what I mean, the home page on your phone. Let me share with you the second format that I do, and honestly, I alternate between the two of these, and that's okay. I felt like sometimes I would get so frustrated with myself for switching things up, and I finally came to the conclusion that that's just who I am. I'm partially a very type A person, and I'm partially a free spirit who doesn't like to be told what to do. So every once in a while, I like to mix things up a little bit. Keeps me excited, keeps me on my toes. So I actually have a document, and I wonder if I could probably show you at the end of this video what it looks like, but I have a document on my computer, and basically how it works is I've got my days all laid out. I'm trying to remember what my rows and my columns are. Yes, my days are at the top, so let me show you what that looks like. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then down the side I have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, okay? And what I do is I start with the things that I really want to have in my meal plan. So you probably have seen, if you go to TaraSporter.com and if you click on recipes, those are like all of my family tried and true recipes. So usually that's about 80% of what I'm gonna put in our meal plan. But I also like to always try new recipes. So this week I'm trying a slow cooker beef chili. I'm always testing new recipes for you guys because I like to give you meal plans. So it just kind of depends on what's going on. I fill in those things first. So this week when I sat down for my meal plan, I knew that I was having chili on Monday. And whenever you make a batch of chili, you always have it twice in the week, right? So I popped in chili there. Okay, I have my chicken salad, which is what most of the readers at Tara S. Porter come for. They super love the chicken salad. I will probably have the chicken salad one day, and maybe I might have that for 3 days, because that stuff you can make a nice batch of and repeat it for the different days, okay? So you fill in those things and you just kind of briefly mark up the containers. This doesn't take that long. I always tell people it looks more complicated than what the process really is. But I'm like, okay, the chili I know is a red, a yellow, a green. The chicken salad is a red, a green. I forget all the others. But you know, you just kind of fill it in. And then just like what we did when we were using this meal plan format, you start with those essentials. You start with those things that you have. Every morning I have that chocolate shake, so I fill that in every day, and I fill in the containers for that. So then what happens is I can then fill in here and there with what's left. Now I gotta say, when I use this method, a lot of the times I'm doing a recipe that doesn't rigidly fall into this format. So I might find that my snack for one day is a vegetable, whereas tomorrow it's gonna be a fruit with a serving of fat. It mixes it up. But what's nice is by having the meal plan already set up and ready to go, I can actually just look at it and see what am I going to eat right now. And sometimes I just like to be told what to do rather than constantly thinking all day long, what do I have now? What do I have now? Okay? So I want to pull up this meal plan so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I want to encourage you. Now, okay, Don't judge me for what you're about to see, because I'm the type of person that has like 50 browser windows open at once. And my computer is slow to wake up right now because of that. Usually people see my screen and they freak out. But I would love to hear any questions that you have about meal planning. Let's see, there is a question about feeding a family and how if this plans for that. So here's my philosophy as far as feeding a family, and hope you don't mind I'm not looking at you. When I'm feeding a family, what I like to do is I like to plan for dinners for my family, and I like to plan the rest of the meals as like myself, because my husband's not there for lunch. Kids are usually pretty simple for lunches, or they're not home, they're at school. Breakfast, they don't have the shakes like I do. So dinner, that's definitely set in stone. That's something that I have. Okay. Then, okay, so yeah, helping your family eat healthy. This is something I'm really passionate about, because my family, they're not perfect eaters, but I've seen the transformation that they make when I'm eating healthy. And one of the best tips that I had for that is anytime that I was putting something that I was kind of scared to put on the table in front of them, like fish, I always made sure that there was something else on the table out of reach of me that I knew that they super loved. Garlic bread, for instance. And I found that that made a huge difference. I didn't really have a lot of complaints when I did that. The other thing that I started to do, and this gets me extremely passionate, is I put salad on the table every night no matter what. Costco has a really good Mediterranean chopped salad kit. Totally check that out. Or there's the kale salad kit, and I know those might have some sugar. I personally don't do the dressing on them. I like my own, but my family likes the dressing. Well, guess what happened? My veggie-hating son now says he loves salad, and he'll fill his plate with salad, and it's hard to get him to eat anything else. So trust me, over time, as you just continue to offer things daily, you might just change the palates of your family. I do ask that my kids take a no thank you bite of everything on their plate. So even if they don't want it, they need to take a no thank you bite. And I find that that also helps change the palate. The other thing is I make gradual changes. So we started with garlic bread. That's like my favorite thing to feed my family. But I found that I'd make the garlic bread and my husband would eat like a whole half of a loaf. And given that he has heart disease in his family, I just felt awful about that. So I transitioned over to garlic naan. Okay, so it's got that garlic flavor, it's a lot less carbs, and I would just cook that up. Well, then I transitioned them to regular naan. And I would put butter on it. Then I transitioned to just naan. And eventually I'm going to transition to whole wheat naan. So you kind of make those subtle changes for your family. Okay, so let me show you the meal plan. I had it all ready to go for you. And then it closed out. Let me turn this around. And I think sometimes it feels super overwhelming to do a meal plan because you don't want, like, you know, you think it's going to take a ton of work, and it does take some planning, but I actually find that it's worth it because you have something set up for the whole week. Let me turn it around. So this is what mine looks like. So as you can see, each day the containers aren't identical like I showed you in this piece of paper here, right? It's not identical. You'll see that my lunches look completely different, but it was really easy to work around. You'll see a lot of repetition of foods to make my life easier. I do like to keep the dinners pretty varied to mix things up for my family, but other than that, I have a lot of consistency in there. So I hope that helps you, and don't forget that people on my mailing list, they get my meal plans. I send those your way. I have a lot available to you guys, so to maybe cut out this whole process for you, you get mine. Now that is catered to my body and my needs, and if you ever have any questions on how to figure out what's best for your needs, you can always message me. I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm good at pointing you in the right direction. All right, so yes, go to TaraSPorter.com. Make sure that you enter your name and your email. It's right on the homepage, easy to see. That way you're on the list so that you're not missing out on getting some of those meal plans and also tasty family-approved recipes. All right, everyone, thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you for the questions. Feel free to continue asking questions, and I will be answering them after I go off live. All right, bye, y'all.